What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about one from Warner Brothers, and it is Ready Player One. So, this movie takes place in a dystopian future where the world is collapsing, everything's falling apart, it's super depressing, overpopulation, all that kind of stuff. And instead of dealing with their problems, mankind has decided to play video games and hide in the Oasis, which is a virtual reality hub where you can pretty much be and do anything as long as you have the money or the skill to do so. People just kind of ignore the problems of the real world, and the only reason it seems like people do anything in the real world is so that they can do more in the Oasis. So it's definitely almost more of a real world than the real world, you know, within the movie, if that makes sense. Whenever the creator of the Oasis died, it kickstarted a scavenger hunt to find three keys, which would give whoever found them and unlock the Easter egg the chance to own the Oasis, get tons of money. And this, of course, brought everybody out. But in the wake of nobody finding, being able to solve even the first stage of the puzzle, a lot of people gave up. But there's still, a good amount of people who do it, including a huge corporation who wants to get control of it. But the movie follows a guy named Wade, who's just kind of an average dude, and he's obsessed with pop culture. And, he hides in the Oasis because he doesn't want to deal with his real life. And he gets into a big chase with the corporation over who's going to be the first to find the egg and take control of the Oasis. So this movie is based on the book of the same name, Ready Player One. Usually the books are better than the movies. In this case, it is. I mean, it's almost like a completely different experience. The book is very sloppy and poorly written, and it's just really dull. It's a lot of man-child fantasy fulfillment, I guess you could say. The movie definitely patches a lot of that up. It still has all that stuff, but it's just presented in a more interesting, polished way so that it's not so slapdash like the book is. I mean, make no mistake, Ready Player One is still 100% a nostalgia play. It puts the nostalgia and the pop culture references above everything else. So the narrative here is really simple. The character development is almost non-existent. Really, even the human cast is kind of irrelevant. The real draw here is to see all the different characters, all the different, vehicles, locations, all these references and everything. All the other elements in this are really weak, and the movie just kind of hopes like, hey, maybe people will be nostalgic enough to overlook that, and as it turns out, for a lot of people, that was the case. Again, I don't like the story here. I think it's really bland, just really predictable and completely forgettable. I think the main strength of it is just seeing all the different wild characters from the 80s and 90s and beyond. Just all kinds of cool stuff. Getting the visit to the Overlook Hotel was really cool. The movie has really cool visuals. It doesn't suffer as much from bad CGI as most movies do because so much of it takes place in a virtual reality world where things aren't photorealistic. So it kind of fits in that the CGI is kind of dodgy. So that's not as much of an issue as it is in some movies. I definitely feel like like I said, that's a huge improvement over the book. I actually think it's a pretty decent, if you just want to turn your brain off and just kind of be like, oh, I remember that. Like, that's really the draw here. Other than that, it's a pretty lackluster movie. It's not bad by any means, but it's not good. I actually ended up liking it more than I thought just because I couldn't believe that they were able to get even a usable amount of story out of the book, let alone to turn it into something that was halfway entertaining like they did. So I think they did a great job with the movie based on the absolute trash fire that the book is. But again, this is pure nostalgia. So if you're not super driven by nostalgia, I doubt you'll have that much fun here. But if you are, then it's definitely worth checking out. I watched it on 4K Blu-ray, and the transfer is amazing. I mean, the movie has super colorful, vibrant, incredibly detailed visuals. So being able to watch it in 4K, you get to see everything just in this super detail down to like, fabric textures and, all kinds of just little bitty touches. All the references are obviously going to be super clear, crystal clear in this version. I can't imagine the movie looking better on home video until we get to the next, whatever the next iteration is. This does not include a 3D version. You have to buy a separate Blu-ray set if you want the 3D version. But I would sacrifice the 3D to get the better 4K presentation, but that's just my opinion. In terms of extras, it has a few behind-the-scenes featurettes. One of them deals with the score. One of them deals like the pop culture elements involved, a generic behind-the-scenes deal. And then they also have an interview with the author of the book and Ty Sheridan, the guy that's the lead in the movie, where they talk about the events that led up to the movie. In the end, like I said, it's just this is pure nostalgia. It's not a very good movie, but it's kind of neat to see, you know, Chucky and all these crazy pop culture characters, Iron Giant, Gundam, all brought together. But there's really nothing underneath that nostalgia. So that's my review of Ready Player One. If you want to read my full write-up, you can go to markfusion.com and check that out. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch if you want to see what I'm doing there. You can go to Letterboxd and see what I'm watching and get an idea of what might be coming to this channel soon. But the best way you can help me out is just to hit that sub button. It's a free, easy, direct way to support me, help me to keep making these videos, keep watching more movies. Watching old videos is a massive help as well. There's probably quite a few movies that were referenced in Ready Player One in this playlist already. And if you really want to go the extra mile, when you go to my site, you can use my Amazon links to buy stuff. Some of that money comes back to me, and I will use every cent of it to buy more movies, to do more reviews. Thank you so much for watching this video, though. I do sincerely appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.